Thank you so much, Mr. ATTAHIRU MACCIDO, for joining us on this wonderful invitation. You've heard a lot of what you have said in the opening session, and we feel that we need to get more in depth from a little bit of what you've mentioned, the top-provoking things that you've said. So, but before I start, I want you to, tell my audience who you are and where you work and what really do your company do?
Thank you so much, Brother Mudathir. My name is ATTAHIRU Maccido. I'm the MD CEO of 117 Capital, a SEC licensed Sharia compliant fund management company that we are currently providing financial services in line with the non-interest model here in Nigeria. And of course, apart from that, because we know there is a dearth of knowledge in Islamic finance, we equally provide skills development in order for people to understand it. We equally provide the Sharia advisory to some of the instruments here in Nigeria, such as Taj Bank Sukuk. We happen to be the Sharia advisors, and we are also Sharia advisors to some of the mutual funds, such as the United Capital Sukuk funds and other things. So we are players in the Nigerian capital market in line with the non-interest finance model.
This is wonderful. And, many of the people don't even know that we have this kind of advices in our midst. Thank you so much for giving that. So, would you like to, give more, shed more light on who are the people that can approach your company, the 117 Capital? Who are the kind of, people or let's say companies that you are looking for to approach you for this kind of advisory as well as well as investment?
Once again, when it comes to 117 Capital being a fund management company, which is the primary functions we do, meaning anybody who wants to invest his resources in line with the non-interest finance can approach us. Similar to what banks are doing, but because we are not regulated by CBN and we are not banks, people that are going to invest or give us their funds to manage, we are expecting them to be investors, not just depositors that will deposit today and come tomorrow and collect it. We'll use that particular funds actually to also provide financing to some of the real sector's activities, which is why the non-interest finance is directly related to the real sector, because it touches lives, it touches social activities of the real sector. So we finance based on the viability of the projects. That is one. The second issue, as I mentioned to you, being Sharia advisors to some of the sukuk issued here in Nigeria, we are also open for discussions with any potential sukuk issuer who wants to raise funds for either infrastructural development or for expansion, either a state government, a federal government, a government entity, or even a corporate entities. They can all approach us and we can advise them on how they can structure their fundraising in line with non-interest finance model. That's what we can easily do.
I think this is one of so corporate individuals that has, especially net worth individuals that want to invest their money and actually approach you to do that.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. I want to get your, insights when you got the letter, you saw just transitioning as the theme of this conference. What's run through your mind then when you got it?
Of course, this is things that are already in vogue. When I received the letter, two things immediately came to my mind. One, the socially responsible investment, and secondly, the fintech. Now, the socially responsible investment is to do with climate change. Be comfortable with the investment that you are going to do that are going to be in line with your values, that are going to be in line with the environment, that are going to be socially responsible. It is actually going away from the normal way that we are doing things. People are investing without knowing where exactly their investment is going. This time around, you will be more concerned about not only the profit or the revenue or the return you can get, but rather how is my investment going to touch lives? How is my investment going to touch our environment? Is it in a positive way or in a negative way? That is one way. So it's to do with the climate change as well as socially responsible activities. The second one is fintech. We know that traditionally we've been doing the financial intermediation in a traditional way, but now we reach a stage where fintech is taking over so many things, especially that the government is trying to bring so many unbanked into the financial services.
Yeah.
It is only through this fintech that you can easily reach the rural urban people, rural as well as the urban people, in order to come on board to be actually registered as a for financial services. So I was thinking, because it is away from the traditional way that we want to now the fintech, that is why probably towards a just transition is being couched in this
Yeah,
particular theme.
I mean,
But it is
it's wonderful when you really your thoughts, because other people's thoughts, you had different ones. Somebody was actually thinking about moving from carbon emission to green. Another person was looking from moving from conventional finance into Islamic finance. So I mean, these are perspectives that they are so wonderful. And you touched on the issue of, I mean, the financial inclusion, which is very, very important. So thank you so much for, I mean, giving that wonderful perspective about that. So, but before you go, because you touched on fintech, and it's very important for me to ask this question. In the industry presently, how do you see Islamic fintech moving? Because I mean, having interview with the SEC now, saying that they've really, I mean, opened up for fintech to come in. So do you see people taking those steps? And what future did you seek for Islamic fintech in Nigeria?
a very, very bright future, because fintech can reach to so many people within the flash of a light. And if you want to provide services to many within the short period of time, fintech will be the one to provide that, actually, not a traditional way. You can find a branch of banks scattered all over the country,
Yeah.
but just a platform of fintech can cover the entire country within a short period of time. And that is where we are seeing so many fintech companies that are providing this financial service through the technology, financial technology, are taking over even the services that are being provided by the banks. And it reached a stage where banks also have to follow in through the fintech, also to co-opt their services through the fintech if they really want to continue floating and survive. And therefore, actually, at the moment where we are, fintech is the future of the entire financial activities that we have.
I mean, this is great. So thank you so much for taking time to
Yeah,
join me on this wonderful
it's my
interview.
pleasure,
Thank you
brother.
so
But
much.
that's
Really
thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.